Hey Frankie, come on in, have a seat, man. Mr. and Mrs. Wilson, it's good seeing you here today. Thank you for coming to the session today. Frankie, it's been a rough week, I heard. Yeah, principal told me you got a 3-day suspension for finding some marijuana on you. All right, buddy. So I know that this past year has been difficult with you. I I got to tell you, I'm shocked that they found you with this. We've been talking, and I understand how how difficult it is, having to deal with some of the stuff that you've been dealing with in your family. Um, you've all shared with me the issues that your parents have with drugs and some of the complications that have come with that in the past. So that's what kind of shocked me a little bit, Frankie. But that's all right. We're gonna get through this. Um, One of the things that I want to do, I want for you to understand, is that some of the stuff that you're dealing with um, isn't necessarily your fault. Okay, as we spoke about it before, sometimes substance abuse issues, mental health issues are hereditary, which means that um, it's brought down through your genes, through your mother and your father, and perhaps maybe it goes up a couple generations. So, one of the things that I thought might be helpful to you is something called a genogram. And what this is kind of an outline. And what we're going to do, we're going to put this stuff down on paper. We're going to put down your family history on paper. And it's made up of little symbols. So we're going to do 3 generations of this. And so it'll be you and your siblings, your parents' generation, and then grandparents' generation. That's exactly why I brought you, Mr. Wilson, into the session today, is because he's going to need some help going through and discovering different issues. So, what this does, it'll give everybody a chance to look at how your family makeup is, the values, the traditions, relationships that go in that, the strengths, and also there's going to be some difficult stuff here. You know, we're going to talk about mental health, and we're going to talk about substance abuse. But in the end, I think, Frankie, what your parents want for you and what I want for you is the same. It's for you to have a happy, successful life, an easy life, and not to go through some of the stuff that maybe your parents did. So maybe if we look down on paper and see if there is a history of drug abuse, maybe you can be the one to go ahead and break these chains and break this off right now. And so you don't have to deal with some of the troubles that your parents have dealt with, and you don't have to, your children won't have to deal with that as well, because I'm sure that you don't want this to pass on. Okay, so by doing this, we're going to see what makes you, okay, and then also what has made your parents, and so this is going to help look at some of those issues, and then we can go ahead and see what um, how we can stop that now, and maybe some other issues that maybe you don't know about yet, and this might bring some of that stuff out. So if you're in agreement, we can go ahead and start, and then I'll go ahead and send you home with your parents and with a little bit of homework to do before next week. All right? All right, Frankie. Well, thank you for coming in. Let's go ahead and get started.